You want to help your child learn at home, but suddenly you're 10 tabs deep into Pinterest, overwhelmed with choices, and your child is already huffing and puffing. Sound familiar? With so many free educational resources available online, it feels like the answer should be simple. So, why do so many parents still pay for resources? In this article, what we're going to do is explore to see what free really means and what value looks like, and how we might find the right fit for your family. So, what do we really mean by free? You've chosen to support your child at home. It's likely a decision that you've made with great care and thought. And while you're not tied to a rigid curriculum, there are probably times, especially in maths, English, science, when you'd like some extra support. And free resources are a fantastic starting point. When my children were young, they were still in the days of dial up internet, and the resources which are available today just did not exist. And nowadays, just a quick Google search or a scroll through Pinterest, and it reveals thousands of principles to download. Although that sounds great until you actually start looking. So you've got the search spiral. You type in Stables games for free. And before you even hit enter, you're already faced with a long list of suggestions. Once the results load, you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And it feels a bit like when you go out for a meal and you've got your menu and there's so many options on there, but which one should you use? They all look so good or so bad. And your brain starts to frazzle before you've even picked a choice. And then there's your child. The moment you finally choose something, they've already lost interest and they've grown impatient and they've possibly abandoned you. So when free costs time, energy, and sanity, because let's be honest, free isn't always as free as it seems. Free often means hours of searching for the right activity, energy trying to tailor a generic worksheet, stress when it doesn't quite fit your child's needs, guilt when your child loses interest or gets frustrated, and real life just moves on so quickly. It's like when I look after my 4-year-old's grandson, Alfie, I can often hear the signs of huffing or the signs of frustration if an activity is taking too long to prepare. Unless it's worth the wait, it will only hold his interest in for a couple of minutes. Simple sensory activities work wonders. One thing I have found that works really well, I would say especially with younger children, but actually older children as well, and that's writing letters and numbers in sand or gloop, or gloop is a mix of water and baking powder, or use Play-Doh to shape letters or numbers, and is more engaging than just writing on paper. But because you're using um, a sensory activity, it helps to create longer lasting memories. And these experiences open different neural pathways, making it easier to remember the information. So, what makes a resource truly supportive? And the real question isn't what does it cost, but does it work for my child? The supportive resource will adapt to the learner and not expect the learner to adapt to the child. When my children were young, for example, each needed something different. You'd got Angel, who loved to read. We used to have a street lamp outside her bedroom window, and after she was supposed to have gone to bed at night, she would kind of like use the light of the street lamp to read. And yet her older sister Clara wasn't interested in books. Um, she was much more inspired by creative painting and creating and making and things, hands-on activities, whereas Jamie, he would just happily go with the flow. So one size doesn't fit all. And that's why I believe tools that include visual prompts and hands-on options, dyslexia-friendly fonts, step-by-step for scaffolding, flexibility for different attention spans and learning styles. Whether I was either parenting or working as a tutor, I saw how much easier learning became when the resource fitted the child rather than expecting the child to fit the resource. So why did some parents choose to pay? And you might wonder, if I can find free things, why would I pay? And I think the answer to that is because the price is not just about the price, it's about time saved from searching, reduced stress and get second guessing, confidence in what you're using will actually help your child. And for some, a one-off download of £1 or £2 is all they need. For others, a monthly subscription might work better. both for consistency and peace of mind. But often it's not just about the resources, it's about the support you might get as well. And supporting your child at home can feel overwhelming. You have questions like, am I doing this right? What if I confuse them? What if they push back? And even when supporting your child was a conscious decision, doubt still creeps in. And that's why many parents invest in resources that come with guidance, community, and reassurance. So the I think the thing to do is try and strike the right balance. For most families, a blended approach works best. So you might have free sites like Test and Primary Sources, which are full of brilliant ideas, though often more suited to experienced users. You've got Trinkle, which is fantastic. It's packed with great materials, but it starts at $8.99 a month, which can be hard to justify if you're only using it occasionally. Download as you go platforms offer themed activities for a couple of pounds at a time. And then there's the Clara James approach, and that costs £4.97 a month. And my goal when I created this was to create a membership group that wasn't just about providing worksheets. It was as much about the support we could offer the parents. So we've got the monthly bundles with creative resources, but there's also Zoom calls where you can ask questions and get ideas. There's a Facebook community where you're not alone. There's guidance for myself based on over 25 years of working in education, learning styles, and neurodiversity. But what works for one family may be completely different for another. So some parents may feel confident explaining new concepts to their child. They may just want to save time. Others feel unsure and appreciate the extra support and encouragement. So what really matters is, as a parent, I think we all come back to the same question. Is this really helping my child's growing confidence and curiosity? And whether you prefer to use free downloads, design your own, or join the membership group like Clara James Approach, the most important thing is that you find what works best for your family. And it's okay to ask for help, but it's also okay to do things your own way. If you'd like to explore more what we offer, there's a link below for our free downloads, and there's also a link for the Clara James Approach.